This is a Central Line train to West London.
Ladies and gentlemen,
exponential technology is changing the way we live, work, and play. But the human mind does not deal with exponential thinking very well. We are seemingly on the first step of a staircase that promises to carry us into an unknown future that many of us are simply not prepared for. So to understand the current state of the world's most powerful exponential technology, I have traveled to London Tech Week to meet up with some of the world's leading technologists and thought leaders to help you understand the implications of these technologies on your world. My name is Matt Brown, and this is The State of X.
This is the biggest and most ambitious festival of technology this country has ever seen.
When we think of education, most of us have flashbacks to gridded desk patterns in a class with a big chalkboard. But like everything that technology touches, education is undergoing a massive transformation and is on the front line charging into revolutionary change. Historically, there has been an unequal distribution of educational opportunities around the world, and one can make a strong case that the traditional educational system is not built for a world driven by exponential technologies. Students today are rarely, if ever, exposed to tech like AI and machine learning until they are typically in the job market, but one company is in the process of changing that forever. Squirrel AI Learning is the first pure-play AI-powered adaptive education provider in China. Squirrel AI are specialists in something called adaptive learning, essentially an education technology that can respond to a student's interactions in real time by automatically providing the student with individualized support. I spoke to Jolene Liang, a partner at Squirrel AI, about the state of technology in education, and specifically how it is being used to enable new ways of learning for those who need it most. Hey guys, welcome back to State of X. With me today in this cracking installment of State of X is Jolene Liang from Squirrel AI. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So Squirrel AI, what an amazing name for a brand. What is Squirrel AI all about?
Well, we are providing an AI adaptive learning platform for students, for K-12 students, from from grade 1 to grade 12.
Okay.
And we have our own content such as mathematics, English, Chinese, physics, and chemistry. So we build up those contents into our Squirrel AI learning platform. So that's AI platform. And the students can learn either from home or they can sit in a physical learning locations to learn.
Okay, so I've got a 6-year-old child, and I would register on Squirrel AI's platform, okay? And as a parent, what am I hoping that they are going to learn about?
Okay, well, first of all, each student will need to do assessment. For example, you want your kids to sit in a math curriculum, right? So he or she will do an assessment in math. And then there will be a report saying what kind of weaknesses he or she has got and what are the strengths. And then the next step is the recommendation, the most suitable and necessary recommendation for your kid. And then he or she will start, learning the content in our system. And he cannot choose because the system will recommend the most suitable ones.
Okay, so basically, if I'm correct to understand this, we're trying to encourage the youth to be open to concepts like machine learning and AI, and getting them exposed to that kind of technology as early on as possible, right? Why? Why so young?
Well, just like when we were young, we didn't have computer, and later the kids were born with computer, and they cannot live without computer. And now it's the AI era, right? It's the AI world, and they have to learn how to use machine learning, deep learning, this kind of technology to be in that environment. Otherwise, they won't be ahead.
Yeah. So, how do you de-risk the idea of artificial intelligence being a negative thing? You get that rhetoric of the narrative, AI robots are going to take over the workforce, my kids are never going to have jobs, What do you say to parents who have that kind of mindset as it relates to AI?
Yeah, well, if you are afraid of something, you need to face it. And you need to be confident in that area, and you need to master the technology or the skills, and then you can control the world. Well, if you're afraid of them, you escape and you be negative, then you will just lose the control and you will be, lost in the whole world. So instead of being negative or be afraid, you need to open up and accept. And most of the people who feel it's going to be a dangerous thing is because they don't understand what is AI. They don't really know what AI exactly is. But for us, AI can help in our lives. But human beings will always be there because we are humans. For example, in our system, the human teachers are always there helping the students. But the roles have been changed. So they are less stressful for the teachers. They can emotionally help the students, encourage the students. So the teachers always be there. They won't lose their job. It's just they will change their job. The roles they will be changed.
How do you explain something like machine learning to a child that's 6 years old?
I think if we talk about machine learning for 6 years old kid, it's a little bit early. A little bit early.
10 years old. What is, if you were to personify AI to a child, how would you do that?
I think 10 to 12 will be all right.
Okay.
But before that, they need to be trained in other things like Scratch, programming, those kind of like languages in AI. But they didn't have to really do machine learning lessons until they are mature enough. Otherwise, they don't have any ideas what's talking about. They need to have some basis.
So you're obviously based in Shanghai in China.
Yeah.
And you're here in London Tech Week, right? So
Yeah.
you're going to be doing a talk later.
Yeah.
What do you hope to get out of London Tech Week?
Well, I've been in London a few times, and I gave speeches here in London. Every time we, receive really good feedback. The first important thing is we have so many collaborations possible, can be happening in London, Europe. We had joint lab with Carnegie Mellon University in the US, and also we work with Stanford Research Institute. So we hope we can have collaboration with universities or scientists in London or Europe.
Okay.
So that's first thing, and we did receive really good feedback. Secondly, we are hoping to be in London in this market in the next 2 to 3 years. We hope to launch, our product, our system to London, to UK and US. So we need to do some preparations here.
Yeah, absolutely. I love what you touched on just now around collaboration. It's certainly, when looking around London Tech Week here, it's just you see everyone sharing ideas and technology, and it's not behind closed doors. How important in education as it relates to things like machine learning and artificial intelligence, how important is collaboration?
Well, because we don't have all the technology by ourselves. We did at the very beginning, and we had a platform, we had a structure built up already. But looking at the next 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, what you're gonna do with your system? How you're gonna upgrade your system? What kind of content and technology will be built up into the system, and then you can provide higher quality of the products to the students, to the parents. So collaboration for us is for the future, for the near future.
Okay. Jolene, last question for you. Why do you do what you do? Why does Squirrel exist?
We have the passion in education. I was an entrepreneur before I joined Squirrel AI Learning. So money is not a big issue for me, for the family. We really want to do something. And unequal education is a really big issue in China and all around the world. I have kids, I have 2 kids. And I hope that by Squirrel AI, by AI technology, we can help more kids to get better quality of the education. So that's our mission.
Jolene, great
Thank you,
to hear your story. Thanks for being on the show. Thank you.
We were able, basically applying our models, platform people from our side, business experts from their side, and we were within a few weeks, our model was able to outperform the human by more than 10%.